crafty friends. How's everybody doing? I call you guys my whimsy bunch. Hope everybody had a wonderful and beautiful Christmas. I hope you enjoyed some peace and quietness, some joy and happiness, and some family time and friends, and was able to reflect and rejoice and just enjoy some moments together. And maybe you just sat quietly and watched everybody unwrap and all the hustle and the bustle. I just hope you found a little space to where you let your heart reflect and rejoice and, you know, just take it all in, the whole Advent Christmas season and what the Lord has done for us, little baby being born. And then, you know, in a few months we'll be celebrating Easter. So I just hope that you had a time to just a little bit reflect and just enjoy. We will spend, what's it, Christmas? We done our Christmas. Let me look at, make real sure here that I am, yeah, I am live. I just had to double check. I didn't see that I was live, so I had to double check and make sure that I hit the right button. Because I got my phone turned backwards so that you can see the words. Hey Sherry, how are you? Thank you, Siri. I'm so glad you're happy to be here. So I appreciate you guys hopping on, and like I said, we've done our Christmas on Christmas Eve, and my mother-in-law couldn't be there because she's still recuperating from the pneumonia that she had, and so we had just our little family, and little Bristol had a ball. She enjoyed it, and it was just such a joy to watch her, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was very relaxing, no stress. It was just very laid back, and I really enjoyed that, just to sit back and just watch everyone. This evening, I'm going to go ahead and turn you down. That way, I won't forget to do that. We're going to take one of these little pendants, banner, flag, whatever you want to call it. I call it a banner. I'm not sure what the right terminology is. It comes with a little string on there. It is glued in, but if you wanted to, you can unglue it. I think it's just glued on the ends and take the rod out, but I don't really need to. So, but let me measure that real quick. If I can't find something, I rearranged my whole table. I got 2 new paint holders from my son and his wife in Bristol. That is the little towers that holds the 2-ounce paint bottles, and a little caddy and some things that for storage. So I rearranged my table. So if I can't find nothing, give me a moment. I have to think where I put it. And then my daughter gave me some wonderful devotional books that I am excited about reading. 12 inches long from the top to the tip and 9 1/4 inches wide. So it's a really good size. We are going to use Hugs and Kisses and Valentine Wishes. That was hard to say for me. My words sometimes are difficult. I am going to push it as far up as I can. And I will paint it, and it has a coating on the back, like plastic, so I don't have to worry about it seeping through. Where did I put my tape? Like I said, I'm going to be looking for things for a little while until I get used to where I put things. Okay, that looks pretty straight to me. I'm just looking at the seams and the sides, and it looks like it is pretty straight on here. So I'm going to tape that. Put my little tab back on here on my tape so I can find the beginning easily. I am going to use Deco Art So Soft Fabric Acrylics. For this project, you really don't need to use fabric paint, but I have it, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to use black and red. And I don't have to worry about it seeping through because there is plastic on the back side. Fabric paint, you can use any acrylic paint and then heat set it with parchment paper and an iron, or throw it in the dryer. I'm just going to use an iron and heat set it. It is really not that necessary, since it is just a little flag. If it would be on a t-shirt or something, the difference between the fabric paint and the acrylic paint is the fabric paint is a little bit softer. Sometimes when you have acrylic paint on a t-shirt, it stays a little bit stiffer. The fabric paint will be softer. So that is the difference between the two, but you can easily use acrylic paint. I already got my coffee filters on my paper plate. Go ahead and pour the red out as well. I'm probably going to have to reload the black here in just a moment. I am going to use a 3/4 inch brush. I normally don't use these brushes, but I have been a bad girl and have not washed my brushes. And you just dip it in. There's way too much paint on here. And then just swirl it into your bristles of your brush. You still have a lot of paint on here, and you don't never want to go all the way up. This is about as much paint as you want on there. Then you take a paper towel, napkin, brown paper, whatever you have, and you offload it again. And make sure you have your sides offloaded. And then we just, I am not going to do the hearts, so I am going to try to swirl around the hearts. If I think I'm going to get too close to the heart, where did I put my back of boards? I've got little cardboard pieces, and this is what came out of one of the packs. And I'll just hold this on here. And I'll just swirl. Go ahead and go to the sides right here. That's my other heart right here. I am holding it down because it is lifting up a little bit because of the way it is positioned. So I am going to continue to hold it down with my hand. When I feel that there's not much paint left on my brush, I can press a little bit harder to get some more paint out. And then I can also go back to my offload spot and pick up a little bit more paint right here. Make sure your hands are clean, because if you have paint on your hands and you just happen to touch it right there, you're going to transfer your paint over. And I am going to hold it right here on both ends. If you think you're going to swirl higher, tape it off. Tape is your friend. Tape will help you to keep things clean, to hold things in place, and to make sure that you do not move your stencil. There's a little heart right there, so I'm going to take this little backer board, and now I'm going to have to reload my brush. Still too much, so I'm going to offload it over here. Hold it down. Move my backer board. And if you have paint on your backer board, make sure you don't lay it upside down on here, because then you're going to have a little mess as well. So lots of little tips on what to do so you won't get paint transferred over to your piece. I'm trying to make sure that I don't get too much paint on my fingers. Make sure that I don't mess this up. Because if you do have a mess up, a little hiccup, there's two things you can do on fabric. You can either lay another stencil over it or add some dots or lines or something to make sure that you get that covered, because you cannot sand it off. Sometimes you're lucky and you can scrape it off a little bit, but for the most part you can't. So on fabric you're going to have to be a little bit more cautious. You didn't get the first craft item for Christmas? What? Now my son asked me, so, well, what do you want for Christmas? And I sent him a picture of the paint holder thing. And I said, something like this would be great. And I said, I need something for my sandpaper, because I had just bought me a new sander, palm sander. And it came with, I don't know, 250 pieces of sandpaper. So I told him, I said, I've got all the sandpaper and I need some storage. So he bought me a little wooden caddy. It's about, I don't know, this big, and it has slots in there. And then you can put what size grit paper it is on the front, a little sticker. And that was amazing. Now I can put that up and have it all organized, and I can find the right sandpaper, because it came in a box and it was, you know, stacked this way, so I would have to take everything out in order to see what size I needed. If they would have had it in a box this way, it would have been easier. But that little caddy is going to come in handy. And then my daughter got me a prayer devotional, which is amazing. It's similar to the one that we did on our Soul-Filled Saturday. And a book. And the book is called I Am Enough. I have not dove into it, and I couldn't even tell you. I think it's Dr. Moore. I cannot remember her name. So I'm excited to dive into that. So I guess I did get some crafty things, and I'm so excited about it. I'm looking to see what I need to block off. There's a heart down here I need to block off too. But yeah, if you have a little hiccup on fabric, it is a little bit more difficult to mask, but it is not impossible. There's always something you can figure out how to do. Sometimes you just have to add, you know, whether it is a ladybug or a little snowflake. Whoop, I just went over that heart by accident. And I think my stencil shifted a little bit. I should have taped it down at the bottom right here too. We're going to go over this with red for the hearts, so it is not that detrimental if I got a little black on it. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to get my wipe out so I can put my brush in it. I don't think we will need it, but in case I lift it up and there's something that needs to be fixed, I can do that. I'm going to wipe my hands while I'm at it. The craziest thing about Christmas this year was it was like 70 degrees. It was, I don't know, 73 or 75 or something like that. And then today it's was in the 50s, and then tomorrow it's going to be in the 70s again. For the hearts, I am going to use one of the dome brushes. These as well, when you load these up, load them. Make sure that this is dry so you still offload. When you use them on fabric, you don't have to offload as much because the fabric does absorb some of the paint. And I'm just doing a very light swirling motion. And I was afraid that was going to happen. I'm going to have to take this off, clean around the edges, and then lay it back down because I am transferring the black on here. This is what we have so far. So I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to take my wipe, and I'm going to wipe around it so that when I do the hearts, it will not pick up the black around it. And this is how easy it is to clean your stencil. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to have to make sure that the front and the back are dry. The panel is still good, so we're going to save that. Making sure we dry all the little places off. Got a brush bristle. Yeah, can't talk. Alright, now we can lay this back on here. And that's the nice thing, they are cut so nice, you can just lay it back on and line it back up. If I can find it. going to put a little bit more tape on the bottom right here too. 82. Oh my gosh. That is so crazy. That definitely does not feel like Christmas. That is crazy. Alright, I am going to reload my brush. Offload it. And this time I am just going to stipple this a little bit. I cleaned my brush off a little bit more and got rid of the black paint on there that I had on my brush. From when it transferred. And I think this is Santa Red. Yep, Santa Red. This heart is a little bit more black on the bottom. So I'm going to add a second coat on that one here in just a moment. I am just stippling this flag is woven, and it has well, sometimes it's easier to stipple and things like that. Dry that one a little bit, and that one. Don't have it too long over your stencils, they might warp. I'm okay if there is a little bit of black on the hearts. They're just dark hearts. It does not bother me too much. Another thing, once you've heated it up, let it cool off a little bit. Because if you go right back on it with your paint, it might still be a little bit too hot, especially on wood. That heart is a little bit dark on the bottom, but I'm okay with that. It is fine. It will not hurt it one bit. When you peel your tape off and you have it on your word, you covered up something, don't rip it off. You're liable to rip one of the bridges, and you don't want to do that. Okay, I've got to get a new wipe out so that I can put my brushes in. Another reason why I put my brushes in Clorox wipes is so that they will stay soft. It makes them easier to clean, and I just normally put mine folded in a triangle, flop that over and that, and just leave it like that. Now here's our little banner. Hugs and Kisses and Valentine Wishes. I thought about adding another heart down here, but we've got 5 hearts, and I'd rather have an even number than an odd number. And let me show you what you could do with this. Of course, you can hang it in your kitchen window like this. You can hang it on a doorknob. You can hang it on your door, interior door, outdoor. Any place that you have, you want to hang it. But you can also get an evergreen wreath, something that is like a year-round type of color. Like this one, you could display any time of year, and you can just hang it in here. You can either hang it over the top, and you could make several different ones for the season and display them. So you could do a Easter, a Christmas, 4th of July, coastal, and you just hang it just like this. I have to hold it. Wouldn't that not be pretty? You can just hang it on your door like that. I'm waiting for the camera, for the video feed to catch up. But that will be one way that you can display that. And another thing you could do is you can hang it as a walkway flag on your walkway. Just get your little flag holder, or on a pole outside. You can hang it. And like I said, it has the little bit of plastic backing, so it did not bleed through on the back. So there is something that you could do. Something simple like that. And now let's do our little simple frame. I got this frame from the Dollar Tree. When you get yours, hey Miss Bonnie, hope you had a beautiful Christmas. You sneaking online? Are you not allowed to come online? Are you trying to get away from family? How are your puppies doing? Are they doing good? I know it is Velcro and Itsy Bitsy. Is that right? When I got this, I was with my daughter and I really didn't pay any attention. I grabbed it. It grabbed my attention. I liked it, so I grabbed it. If I were to grab it again, I would make sure that these corners match up a little bit better than what they are. But at first glance, you don't even notice that they don't match up that well. So it's got those little tabs in the back. And I'm just going to get a screwdriver to get that one, because this one is in a place I can get to. And when I pulled it had a little price tag on there, it pulled a little bit of the black off, so I just painted it. And then I took the inside that came in there, had a little cute little baby on there, laid it on a piece of cardboard and cut a piece of cardboard out to the same size. It's just a piece of cardboard. And we are going to paint that piece of cardboard in light buttermilk. Doing wonderful, good. Yeah, isn't that flag so cute? And you know, if you have a wreath, like an evergreen wreath that is similar to that one, you can just change it out. And you can, if you wanted to, you can change the bow out to the color of the season. You can make a simple bow in, you know, red and you know, a pastel color for Easter. Then you could use red again for 4th of July, or change it out to a blue one, do orange one for the fall. And you can keep the wreath and then just exchange out the banner or the flag and the bow. My brain was not working. Did you guys see me struggling? my brain was not cooperating with me. This is light buttermilk, and I am just painting this to put the transfer on. Transfer is going to go on here. And anytime we put a transfer on anything, it has to be clean. It has to be dry. It has to be free of oil and wax, but your transfer will not stick properly. I'm glad you all had a beautiful and wonderful Christmas. Our pups got new collars. One of ours, it broke. And they're just the simple collars. like the neon colored ones with the nameplate. Normally we went to the Christmas show. We used to go to the Christmas show in Charlotte, and there was a person that made collars with, you could add jewels and gemstones and shells, like shotgun shells. But we didn't go this year, so I just had to go. I just went to the local general store, feed store, and just got regular collars with just the nameplate. Our big boy got a camouflaged one, and then my dog's got a pink and a purple, and it was so funny. They both had pink and purple colors already. That's just their colors. The Great Dane had the purple one, and then the other dog, her bully breed, had the pink. And I held the two collars out with the buckle down, and I held them, and I said, okay, which one do you want, Aspen? And she sniffed the pink one, then she went to the purple one and just stayed on the purple one. So I'm like, okay, you got the purple one. And then I went to Ziva. I said, hi, Ziva, which one do you want, the pink or the purple? Which one do you want? And I didn't even say the color. And she looked at the pink, went over to the purple, and then she went back to the pink and just stayed on the pink. And I'm like, they both picked the right color. How fun is that? I'm like, that is crazy. They picked their own colors. I want to make sure this is good and dry so we can put our transfer on here. I just painted it so that our transfer will look better. If you have a white piece of cardboard, you don't even need to paint it. I just had to paint it so that I could put the transfer on here. Right, while we're waiting on that to dry a little bit more, I am going to go ahead and paint this as well. And knowing me, I am going to move this over because I just know there is an accident waiting to happen. Do you ever have that feeling? I just love it when you can take just an ordinary frame, and you can find frames on yard sales and oh my goodness, I can't even talk. Thrift stores, Goodwill, all kinds of places. I'm just going to paint it all up. I'm out of camera view. Why didn't you guys tell me? Goodness gracious. Told you, I've redone things in here and I'm all out of sorts. I am not painting the inside part. I'm just painting the outside part. And I'm just doing a very light coat. I am not even doing full coverage. So did Santa Claus bring you all the things you wanted? I know our little granddaughter got pretty much everything that she had on her list. Not everything, but a lot of things. I am leaving the outside of the frame natural, and I just painted the inside a little bit. Not much. We are going to distress this and mix this up. I've got little baby blush that will work with our transfer. I didn't need that much paint, not at all. And I am just going to brush this off as much as I can, and I am just going to grab a little bit of the blush and I'm just going to go over the beads a little bit, just add a little bit of that blush, and you can barely see it because this blush is a very light color anyway. Just adding a little hint of pink. You can barely see the pink, and we might add a little bit more after we add what we need to add. So we'll see, but trust me, there's a hint of pink on there. This little guy came out of the, I can't remember the name of it. Let's see. He came out of the Wings of Hope. He was the little fella next to the raccoon. You're gonna call me silly, but I am going to just real lightly go over this. If you have never worked with transfers before, they come in 3 parts. You have the backer sheet, which has a shiny side and a dull side. If you ever need to put it back on there, put it on the shiny side. I know most of you know this, but in case there's new ones watching that don't know it, you have the back side where the transfer is, the colored part. Do not touch the colored part. Only touch it on the part that has no print on there, that is safe to hold. And then you hover over your part that, you know, wherever you want to put it on, and you just kind of hover to see where will be the best placing for it, because as soon as you lay it down, you are committed. There will be no pulling it back up again. And I normally lay it down on one side and then push it from the middle out. And as you can tell, it is bigger than my frame will be, but that is okay. Then I'm going to take our essential stencil tool. These are the ones that they had for breast cancer awareness for October. This is the regular color that they have. They are both the same quality, and they are great for transferring things. It is also called burnishing. You guys are quiet this evening. You exhausted from Christmas? Is that why you're so quiet? transfers can go on anything. You can put them on cardboard, on fabric. Disclaimer on the fabric, I haven't found anything that will make them waterproof or water resistant. There is the dishwasher safe Mod Podge, but I haven't really tried it, so I don't think they're washable. They might resist water, but as far as putting it on a t-shirt, I have not tried it. But you could put them on galvanized metal, regular metal, glass, plastic, all kinds and types of surfaces. If you have small little things like stems, antlers, little insect legs, antenna of butterflies, just be a little bit careful that you do not amputate anybody. That's what I call it. Make sure everything transfers well. Take your time, like the little eyelashes of the deer right here. Make sure that they get transferred. I go all the way around and wait until I'm meet back in the middle. That way I know everything is transferred. I always hold my finger on it just to make sure that it doesn't slip off. And then something might not have transferred. You will feel a resistance if it hasn't transferred, and then just lay it back down and burnish it or rub it a little bit more. Hello, Maggie. You tired? I understand. How was Christmas in your neck of the woods? Colorado, correct? I'm making sure I remember right. For some reason, I can never remember, Sherry. I know Bonnie's in Mississippi. I always want to put Bonnie in Louisiana. But Bonnie is in Mississippi. And Sherry, are you in Florida? I cannot remember. Why can I not remember where you are at? I always ask. And see, I go all the way around just to make sure I got everything adhered on the outside edges. That way it won't slip off on me and something might not be adhered. And I always keep my thumb or my finger down on the piece. Well, he is on here. And he look cute. And that's just our leftovers that we did not want on there. And I even got some on my napkin right here. If I was gonna put that transfer on the glass, I would have cleaned it off with alcohol. I'm just going to set this in here to see. And that's what it looks like. And I think what I'm going to do is I am going to take wrong drawer. Told you I gotta be looking for my stuff. I've cleaned up everything. I can't find nothing. I think I'm going to take my dark wax and add it on here, but wipe it back. I'm going to wipe it back with a paper towel. I had my distressed oxide out, but I think I am going to use my wax. because I want to get some wax down in the bottom right here, and if it doesn't work, we'll just because I want to distress it a little bit. I want the frame a little bit darker than what the deer is, because the deer is really light in color. I am going to get another brush to see if I can get down in those grooves a little bit better. Don't have another one of my scruffy brushes out. Let's see if this one will work to get down in there. Right here in the crevices. Edge that out a little bit. And then we can come back with the pink and add a little bit more pink on the top. But I like the way that looks. I normally take my brush and I offload it on my paper towel a little bit so that I will not have too much on my brush. And then you can even go back on your paper towel and grab a little bit of that. And then again, we can pull it back. And if you have too much on here, then you can always use a wipe, wet wipe, or a little bit of water and wipe it back. But I wanted the aged look on the beads in between, because some of these beads have some character on there. They look like they've been around for a while. And that's what I wanted to achieve. I wanted to achieve that aged look on the beads. Like that dirt's been sitting in there for a while. And see how that dirt set in the grooves right there? Darkening the outside of the frame right here. Don't forget, Miss Melissa is on tonight on the Essential Stencil page. And I have linked the Valentine collection. And I have linked the Hugs and Kisses stencil as well. Some of the stencils are sold out. I know the bundle has been sold out, and I know the script one, the Love is Patient, Love is Kind, was sold out. If you're interested in that one, if you did not get to order it, put yourself on the wait list. You will be notified as soon as they are restocking it. All right, now we have it aged out. I am going to take a little bit more of that pink and add some more of that pink to the to our beads. And again, I am dry brushing this on here. And now the pink shows up much better since we have that darker background. I am not doing full coverage on the beads. I'm just enhancing it a little bit. I hope the camera is picking that up, that there is a little bit of a pink hue on here. And I could have done it darker, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to. What do you guys think? Does that look good enough? And the reason I picked the pink is because of his little flowers. Oh, it would help if I put the glass in first, wouldn't it? I do have to clean the glass. And make sure you put this in the right way. Let's see. I'm going to turn this around. So that when I put this in, it'll be easier to close these up. Doesn't he look cute? And you can do that with a big frame just as well. I just think he looks cute. And I wish the camera would pick up that pink a little bit better. Let me see if I hold it up closer maybe. Oh, there is a big delay in the... I think you can see the pink. I think that turned out really cute. Then we have our little Valentine's guy. And our banner or flag. And like I said, this, you can hang it on in your kitchen window with one of those suction cups, on a doorknob, over an indoor door. You can put it on a mirror. You can put it on a wreath, like an evergreen wreath. Louisiana. Why do I not remember that? Why do I want to put you in Florida? I have to remember that. Louisiana. So, this is, you have so many uses for this. And then if you do put it in a, on a wreath, you can change them out. And again, this frame came from the Dollar Tree. And they have all kinds of different frames. Very easy to use a little frame or bigger frame and add just a little bit of paint and colors to it and make it your own. I just think that little lamb in there, a little deer, little doe, fawn, looks pretty cute in there. All right, ladies, I appreciate you. Remember, check out the Valentine collection. The bundle has been sold out. The script one is sold out. If you put yourself on the list, there probably will restock since it is only December. Let's see what else. If you want a link, !ES. If you need the code, my code is WK21, ! code will get you the code. And if you want to know when I'm live, ! notify. My words are not working correctly today with me. I can't talk, ladies. I can't talk. So, I appreciate you. I appreciate those of you that have stuck with me, that are sticking with me. You guys mean a lot to me. I appreciate your support. I appreciate the thumbs up. I appreciate the hearts, the comments, the Christmas cards, the thank yous, all the things that you guys do. They just bless my heart, and I just love it. We will have Soul Filled Saturday tomorrow morning at 10:30. Looking forward to getting together, and I have pinned the comment at the top of my page. Let me know which devotional or workbook you want to do for the next year. I've got a suggestion from Nikki for one, and I've posted that one in there. So let me know which ones you're interested in, and then we will pick one for 2026 to start off, which it won't be long. So let me know what you guys are interested in to learn about for next year. Have a blessed evening. Hop over to Essential Stencil at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and see what Melissa with Junk and Craft Treasures has for us. And I will see you Monday evening at 7 Eastern on or 6 Central. Bye for now. I'm going to turn you guys back down.